Hi guys. Next video I've got for you is a simple card using some of the new in colours. So I've got Peekaboo Peach, Sweet Sugar Plum and Emerald Envy, and I'm also going to be using the Painter's Palette stamp set, which is a new stamp set in the new catalogue, so that's a sneak peek, and the Playful Palette, which is a 6x6 paper pad that is a coordinating paper pad that goes with the Painter's Palette suite. So let's do this. I also have, you can just about see it here, my Stampin Scrub. So I've cut everything out already. So I've got a piece that measures 4 1/4 by 11, and I'm going to fold that in half. Need to score it in a minute. This piece measures 5 1/4 by 4 inches, so that's a layer, and this is from the paper pack, paper stack. This is what was this? 3 1/2 by 4 3/4, I think. What I did was I wanted more of the pattern paper to show through, so instead of the next layer being 5 by 3 3/4, I've cut it down a bit more than that, another 1/4 inch. So whatever that works out. I'll have all the measurements on my website, so you can check that out. And this piece here is just the bit that was on the end when I was trimming this pattern piece down. So it's probably about 3/4 inch by, what did I say this width was? 4 inches. And it's just the opposite side of the pattern paper that I'm going to use. So let me get this folded in half. Let me just get my score tool. Which I forgot. No biggie. So this is, oh, I did the wrong one. So this will be scored at 5 1/2. That's right, isn't it? Oh dear. It's Sunday afternoon and I'm just tired. Anyway, so that's all scored for us. So let me put that out the way. I'm going to put that out the way as well, and we're going to work on this piece. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to bring some scratch paper in, and hopefully this will show up a bit better. So the first stamp I'm going to use is the little frame. It's like a painter's frame, and I think I decided that I was going to do this one in Sweet Sugar Plum. So all I'm doing is I'm taking colours that are in the pattern paper and just, or in our designer series papers, as we call them, and I'm just using those to coordinate. So really, really easy. And obviously my ink pads are very juicy, and I'm getting it everywhere now. Lovely. So where about do I want it? About here. And it may not fit completely on here, but that's okay. That's okay. It's a handmade card, right? So if you wanted it perfect, you would have bought it in a store. Ta-da! Isn't that pretty? And this will dry a little lighter as well. So Stampin' Mist, couple squirts, and I'm just going to clean this off. This is what makes this so easy as well, is especially if you needed to use multiple, the same stamp for multiple, in multiple colours. This is a really easy way to do that, is using your Stampin Scrub. Very simple to, let's make sure I got this right way up. Oh yeah. So I'm now using Emerald Envy, and we're gonna hope for the best, that it's somewhat straight. Yeah, that'll do. Not too bad. Could have been a little straighter, but that's okay. And then what I'm going to do with Peekaboo Peach, oh, if I can get it open. Sorry about that. Hold on one sec. I'm back. It got stuck. So I'm going to take Peekaboo Peach and one of the little dotted pattern backgrounds, and I'm just going to use that and sort of somewhat randomly, this is why you need your scratch paper, so you go off the edge, and I'm just going to dot it, haha, around the actual main image, but I'm going to carry on over here as well, so that it looks like it was kind of meant to be, and we're going to overlap a few, it don't matter. Oh, what not to do. Right, I think that'll do. I'm back. Hubby was trying to sneak past. Bless him. Right, so that's our main image, if you like. Get that out of the way. So this is just to show you that you, with some stamps, some ink, and some plain colour cardstock, so a cream, like very vanilla or whisper white, you can create your own backgrounds. If there's a sentiment in there, you can create the sentiment at the same time. And then as you move on, you can add things like your pattern papers and things like that. But what I would suggest is, if you're new to it, is to look at the suites, or what we call the suites, and you'll find that there'll be a stamp, there may be a coordinating die or punch that goes with the stamp, there'll be DSP or designer series papers that work alongside with the collection, and also there'll be a card pack that has 8 sheets of each of 3 colours that will all coordinate and work with your pattern paper and, you know, your DSP, sorry, and the stamps and the designs and all that have been all worked out for you, so you don't have to think about it. So the fact that this is different on the other side of this piece of paper doesn't matter, you know, it all coordinates. So this sort of pattern here coordinates with the stamp that's here, and this, you know, all the colours in here coordinate with the colours of the ink pads, etc. So it's really good to, it's a good way of buying like a little, almost like a mini starter kit if you're new, and you don't want to become a demonstrator, although that works out the, you know, the most cost-effective way, but you know, it depends what you want to do with it. And just so you know, on the DSPs, it will also tell you what colours were used in the designer series papers. So for example, in this one we've got Basic Black, Blushing Bride, Emerald Envy, Peekaboo Peach, Sweet Sugarplum and Very Vanilla. So what I've done is I've taken Blushing Bride, the pattern paper here, I've used Very Vanilla as my base piece, which coordinates, if you see in the background, is very vanilla, and then I've used 3 of the ink pads that all coordinate and work with, which are in the pattern paper. If that made any sense whatsoever, I'm not sure. So I'm just thinking this looks like it's going to blend in a little bit. So what I might do I wanted to do this on here. Let's see. I'm thinking on the go here. I'm going to make it work. So what I'm going to do, just to give this a bit of dimension, I'm going to use some Stampin, what are they called? Dimensionals. And I'm just going to raise it up a bit, or a lot. Just to give it a bit of definition so that it's not so flat on the card. And yes, I'm using a lot of them. I tend to do that. So if you don't like using a lot of dimensionals, yeah, don't watch. I tend to use quite a lot of this kind of thing. So let's get them all off. Get off. Oh, come back. And if you tip it slightly when you're not sure whether they're on there, if you don't want to touch them, they'll be super shiny. They'll be a different kind of shiny if you want to check whether they're all off. See if I can get this somewhat straight. Do you see how that just, even though there's not another colour and it still kind of blends in but not completely. I didn't want to use too much black. I know I'm going to have this here, but I didn't want too much. You know, I didn't want another layer, even though that would make it really pop, because I wanted some of this background paper to show through. But it's and that's squonk. I can see it now. Oh well, never mind. But I wanted it to just kind of, by lifting it, it's kind of given that illusion that there's a bit more of something going on in the background, rather than it being completely flush or flat, as it were. Let's do it this way. And then I'm just going to stick this. What I'm doing is I'm sticking it flat there. There's nothing underneath here, but that's okay. But I'm also making sure that this edge here is roughly the same as that bit there. Again, it doesn't have to be perfect, it's just, you know, it's homemade. So there you go. My cute little card. All done, all thumbed up by myself. And by all means, case it, which is copy and share everything. That's what I found out the other day, was what casing means. Just, you know, don't claim it as your own design, but you know, you can mix it up, you can make it your own. By all means, you know, do that. We're all here to inspire and share our you know, ideas with each other. So that's what makes this such a great community to be in. So there you go, guys. Sweet and simple. See you later. Bye.